Okay, we're all good. This one is connected, no? You're in CSS step 1. Okay. I just reload this page just to cover that. Oh, we need to start the timer. This is today, but actually I think I'll use this toggle. Okay, come on, let's get started, Syed. I started the 25-minute thing. We have finished all the 67 of the HTML, so we can wrap this. Now we are going to learn basics of CSS by building a cafe menu. Yeah. CSS tells the browser how to display your web page. You can use CSS to set the color, font, size, and other aspects of the HTML elements. In this course, you'll learn CSS by designing a menu page for a cafe web page. Yeah. Step 1. This is the final thing that we are building. Yeah. Okay. So you sort of have like a menu thing. You have like a, now just look at this from a HTML perspective, yeah. Right? This is a box. This whole thing is a box. So obviously this is inside a div. Yeah. Okay. And you have 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4 sections. You can say probably this is the header, this is the footer, and 2 menu sections. Okay.
So section is the same like div.
A div. Okay. For the ease of clarification, we let's just call this, like, we have 1 div here and we have 1 div here. Okay. Okay. In this div, again, you'll have 3 divs. One where you have a heading, 1 div for that. 1 div where you have an image. Yeah. And 1 div for all the menu items. Okay. Okay. So this, maybe we can use a table, we can use something like that. So every time you want to replicate a design, you just understand what the elements are and then how they are spaced, and then you try replicating it. Okay. Okay. So anyway, we will start this. Okay. So you have a heading, you have an image, and then you have like a few lines. Yeah. Okay. And these 2 are repeats. Right. Same format. Again, you have a heading, image, text. Heading, image, text. Yeah. They repeat. No. So maybe you can have another div. Maybe you have coffee, you have desserts, maybe you have main items or something. Yeah. Right? So just understand that you have a theme here, right? So this one's style and this one's style are the same. Sure. This one's style and this one's style are all the same. Right? So maybe there must be a way in which we can replicate styles. We talked about IDs in HTML elements, right? Yeah. Here we will talk about classes and things like that. Okay? Fine. Step 1. As you learned in the last few steps of the cat photo app, there is a basic structure needed to start building your web page. Add a doc type HTML tag to an HTML element. Okay. Check your code. You should have an opening HTML tag and an HTML element. Sorry, I forgot my HTML element. Okay. Check my code. Done. You done? Yeah. Okay, you're in the next step. Yeah. Add a head element within the HTML element. So you can add a title element. The titles element should be cafe menu. So we need a head. And the head needs to close, and inside the head we need a title. Yeah. Title should be cafe menu. Cafe menu. Close the title. Check. You done? Yeah. Okay. Next, step 3. The title is one of the several elements that provides extra information not visible on the web page, but it is useful for search engines or how the page gets displayed. Inside the head element, nest a meta tag. Okay. Do you know what meta means? No. Like now Facebook and whatnot have been renamed to Meta, right? And everybody keeps talking about metaverse and whatever, all that thing. So basically, if you have, from a computer science context, say for example, you have a database. Yeah. Okay. And the database is, let us say, about employees. So it has employee name, date of birth, branch, department, salary, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Right. You need some document to tell what is the content of the database, correct? What are the tables?
Yeah.
What are the data types they have, etc., etc. Some information about the product you will have, right? You have, let us say, a mouse that comes in this one, and you have some symbols or whatnot. This tells some information about maybe the components inside. This is data describing something. So in the context of a database, if you have all the tables and you have some data describing what the database looks like, that is called metadata. It is data about data. Okay, so that is meta, right? So by metaverse or universe or whatever, you're trying to talk about like the inner meaning or whatever else it is, right? So let us just look at what does the word meta mean. In short, referring to itself or the conventions of its genre, self-referential. You have data and you have a description about this data. This is also a part of this, right? Sure. It's also in the same document.
Yeah.
So this document talks about itself. Right? So metaverse is a universe that has a meaning, probably meaning of its own or whatever else types, right? Enterprise of... what does it mean? Self-aware. Whenever you're talking about people, you're talking about being extremely self-aware, self-reflective, self-referential. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. What's an example of meta? Meta is a person or thing that is more than usual or that goes above and beyond. For example, meta is used as an adjective. Are meta tags, which are HTML tags that are hidden on a website but give search engine the title and description of the web screen, right? So in this context, a meta tag is a tag that contains information about the page, right? So if you look at different meta tags in HTML, if you look HTML meta tag, what are the different things it can have? See, name equals, let us say for example, meta description of this page, you can have this. Keywords, this. Author, this. Viewport or the size of the display screen or whatnot. So none of this stuff is displayed to the user. But all of this stuff is read by the search engine. And when it reads this, it knows that this is written in whatever UTF convention 8. It knows what characters are there in this one. Okay. It knows what is the description, what are the tags about this, what is blah, blah, blah about. So this is data about the web page, right? So see, keywords, description, author, refresh, viewport, whatever, all of this stuff. Okay. So anyway, now we are talking about meta tags. Okay. Inside the head element, nest a meta element with an attribute named character set. Okay, so we need a meta tag with the attribute named
char set. So it's equal
char set. UTF-8. UTF-8. And this is self-closing. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
What happened?
No, nothing. What is this? Saved. Go to my. Saved your code was saved. Your code was saved on browser local storage. What is this? By mistake, I clicked Control Save. I thought I am in.
Okay, so local storage is basically your, see here, Control Shift J. Here if you go to memory, not this, performance, network, sources, where is local storage?
But there is, okay, I can cancel from here, it's alright.
What can you cancel?
I can cancel that saving.
Okay. So see over here, this is local storage of your system. This is the browser's memory. Okay. So when you log in or whatnot, right, you basically save the cookie somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that a cookie is basically where you're saving. Let's not get into cookies or whatnot. You basically have a way in which you can save data on your browser. Okay. So in this is the information that is saved on your browser now. Current challenge ID. right? Internally there is an ID for the current challenge that we are on, right? PayPal information, if you have, remember they were asking for credit card information. Do you want to donate $5?
Yeah.
PayPal donation. So something related to PayPal. Okay. Some search header, FCC sound. You see, maybe somewhere in our settings, maybe in our profile, you might have an option to enable sounds or something for challenge complete and stuff like that. So that is saved as false. Accessibility mode is saved as false. So this information is there here. So maybe whenever you did Control Shift S, maybe it saved some information about your profile on your system. Okay. Anyway.
Step 4.
Yeah. So this should work, right? Submit next. Step 4.
I'll put it before title.
It doesn't matter.
No problem.
Doesn't matter, right? Because it's not data that is being displayed, right?
Okay.
Right. So if one tag comes after the other and it's being displayed, it will come one after the other. But this is being read in the background.
Okay. Why I feel still I'm doing HTML.
HTML, yeah. You will start in a bit, right? To prepare to create some actual content, add a body element below the head element. Below the head element, add a body. Okay.
Okay. Step 4. Step 5.
Check the code. Go to the next one. If you start writing a web page, what will you do? You will actually start writing the HTML first, right?
True.
That is all we are doing here.
Okay.
Any page you want to design the CSS for, first you have to have the HTML, right?
You have to have the HTML,
right.
Then you move to CSS.
So that is what we are doing here.
Okay.
Because the previous one we did the cat thing. So now we are writing the HTML for the cafe thing, okay? The name of the cafe is Camper Cafe. Add one H1 element. Come on. H1 / H1. And this is Camper Cafe. Add the H1 element within your body element. Give it the name of the cafe in capitalized letters to make it stand out. Done?
Yeah.
How does yours look? Looks the same. Done. Okay.
6.
Next. To let visitors know that the cafe was founded in 2020, add a paragraph element below the H1 with the text EST 2020. You need a paragraph. Done? Oh shit, I did something.
It's done.
Okay. Next.
I have problem.
What problem?
Maybe space. Yeah. Just space.
Since the paragraph element added in the previous step provides a supplemental information about the cafe, nest both the H1 and paragraph elements in a header element. Put both of these inside a header. Header.
So no problem if you have 2 headers, yeah?
So ideally you should have only one, right? Okay. You won't get any error. That's what I'm saying, right? HTML is very forgiving in your errors. It will not complain. But ideally the point is you should have one header and one footer, right?
One header, body, footer.
Yeah, typically.
Okay. So we're creating this header inside body, right?
Yeah, because inside the body.
No problem for that.
No problem. So this is basically the main menu, dude.
Sorry, that was head, not header.
Yeah, that was head.
And this one
header basically again puts a div out for you.
Yeah.
And the header basically you're referring to, let us say you go to freeCodeCamp. Now this, right now over here only the search bar and this is the header.
Yeah.
Okay. That is all is the heading. But you go to some place like, just give me some site, let us say news, Guardian. Now over here for this guy, what is the header? This whole thing is the header, right?
Yeah.
This box, which has the main menu, which has this support the thing, search jobs or whatnot, blah, blah, blah.
Bar, yeah.
Right? So if for example you needed, now in this, they might use header, they might not use header. Let us see what they are doing. Because at the end of the day, you still need a div to display, right? Control Shift C. These two you have, right? See here, header.
Yeah.
Right? This whole thing is whatever, blah 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 header. And this thing is nav, navigation menu.
Yeah.
Okay. And aside is this thing here, this box that you're seeing here, aside. Okay. Which means that it's just side information, not the main information. Right? And then this is some div. Then this is the main. Main content of the page is here. Now, if the SEO guy comes, you see article. Article basically gives whatever, article information. Then article has an aside, information probably about the article, right? Then you have something else. So basically, you see the idea, right? So your head might not only refer to the main this one. You might have a separate thing. Now, if you come here, if you from a HTML perspective, this one is going to be a div.
Yeah.
This thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This whole box will be a div. Right?
Yeah.
This logo will be one div. And this item will probably be another div. And all of these will be inside one more div.
One more div, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Shit. How do I clear this? Clear and this. Okay. Alright. Since the paragraph element added in the previous step provides supplemental information, nest both of them inside a header. Done. H1 and P inside header. You done?
Yeah.
You done with the next one as well?
Yeah.
You finished the 8th one? If you're in the 9th one. Okay. Time to add some menu content. Add a main below the header. Add a main below the header. It will eventually contain the pricing information about the coffee and desserts offered by the cafe. What's the next one? There will be two sections on the menu, one for the coffee and one for the desserts. Add a section element with the main element so you have a place to put all the coffees available. Section. Done? Create a H2 element in the section element, give it text coffee. Done?
Yeah. Coffees.
You're in step 11, right?
No,
Or you're in 10. Okay, you have a full stop there.
Yeah.
Okay, step 11. Up until now, you have been limited regarding the presentation and appearance of the content that you create. To start taking control, add a style element in the head element. Inside the head, we'll add a style.
Is it attributes?
No, it's a tag. Opening and closing. Okay. So inside that you'll have a bunch of styles, so you can move it to the next line.
Yeah.
You can add a style to an element by specifying it in the style element and setting a property for it like this. Element is whatever the element it is. In your case, it can be a div, it can be a paragraph h1, h2, or it can be a class, or it can be an ID, which we will talk about in some time. Okay. You write the element name, and inside you have an opening bracket and a closing bracket. Okay. And you'll write a property, maybe background color, maybe border, maybe padding, something. You'll write a property and a value.
Yeah.
Right. And you have a combination of property and value, multiple rules, and that is what will determine what is applicable to the element. Okay. So here it says center your h1 element by setting its text align property to the value center. So in this, what do you understand? If you have to write this rule in this format, how would you write it?
So I'll put, let me try. Yeah.
Try.
Okay, first.
No. Okay, fine.
H1. H1, sorry. Yeah, H1. And inside, I will put this element and all this stuff.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Okay. It's wrong. Right?
Wrong, yeah.
So let me tell again what I meant by this. This is like fill in the blanks.
Okay.
Okay. If you open this here, I say inside the style tag, I say for all h1 tags. This is the element which is in blue here. h1,
Yeah.
open and close bracket.
Yeah.
This property is what I want to change. And in this case, I want to change the text align.
Okay.
h1, text align, colon. What do I want its value to be? Center.
Oh.
Semicolon.
Okay. I
Okay.
got it now.
Now this should run. Check your code. Does it work? Okay, it works. But this is still not doing center align here.
H1.
Okay.
H1. Okay, first I have to put property.
Yeah.
Meaning text line. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then
Colon.
Colon.
No, that is semicolon. Yeah.
And then value, which is center.
Yeah.
Okay. And
And you should end it with semicolon. Okay.
Okay. So instead of H1, can I put anything in there like div?
Any type of, yeah.
Div, footer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for you to understand now, say for example, here you have h1, right? And in this, what do you have? You have header, say for example.
Yeah.
For us to see how it works, header, background dash color red, semicolon.
Okay. So if you have so many H1,
right,
and also many header or so many like H2,
it will apply to every this one. So see, you have to understand what an element looks like. Okay, so I'll do star, means for all elements. Border 1 pixel solid red. You see how many squares are there here?
Yeah.
Each square is a element. Look at it. Body is the big square outside.
Yeah.
That is the first element. Then inside that you have header, right? You see this one? Square from here, including both of this. You see two lines here, right?
That's true.
That is this big square. That is header.
Yeah.
Okay. Then after that you have h1. h1 is this. This is the box around it. Right. This is paragraph. This is the box around it. So star means for all rules. If I just take this, I'll delete this. Now for example, you go to, what did you have? Guardian, right? Now Control Shift J, close this guy, close everything. Now we came here, right? Go to elements. In my style, no?
Body. Elements.
How do I do plus? Star, enter. Border 1 pixel solid red.
Yeah, supplied.
You see how many squares are there around? You see that square?
Yeah.
But shouldn't it be showing around everything? Okay, 1 minute. We should go to probably the HTML tag. Right, and then go to plus. Star. Border. Did it apply everywhere? You see square, square, square. So you see how many of these whatever tags are there everywhere.
Yeah.
So each one of these you are setting a font size, a color, a border. For each one of these you can do something about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we only have to do H1, right, in this. So, okay. So you understood how to write it, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay. Anyway, in the next steps you will write a bunch of stuff. So that's all right. Go ahead and center the H2 and paragraph elements with a new type selector for each one. Sorry. Okay, we'll finish this and we'll take a break, Syed.
No, continue. Stop that for a minute and continue straight away. Let's do
1 hour we are doing, huh?
yeah, skip that one. Yeah. Okay. After this you'll do.
Okay. Go ahead and center the H2 and paragraph elements as well. So we'll copy this text align. What I'll do is just because I'm lazy, I'll duplicate both these lines because both of them need what? Go ahead and center the H2 and paragraph elements. So this is H2 and this is paragraph element.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you, instead of copy pasting, you write it by yourself.
So it's H2.
Yeah. So that is the element. Brackets.
Okay. Text. Line. Center.
Yeah. Now just for the sake of it, you go to that. Okay. Now you do paragraph. You go to paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah.
So text line center.
Okay. Just for the sake of practice, now in that P where you have text align for paragraph, right? Put a new line after line 14.
After line 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let us say font dash weight.
Font dash. Yeah.
Colon 900 colon, yeah, semicolon. You saw how this became fat now. 2020 text, how it became fat.
Established, yeah.
Right. So again in this case font dash weight was the property and 900 was the value that you set.
Okay.
Okay. You can remove that line. Yeah. Next. Oh, you forgot that. You need to do the H2 and the P. You just duplicate it now, bro. You select 789, line 789.
So it's, sorry about it, H2.
Yeah, H2, brackets, text dash align.
Center.
Yep.
And then
Paragraph.
paragraph.
Done. You can test it and you can go.
So now we already started the CSS.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have written the first thing where we're aligning text to the center.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have elements, property, and value. All.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
So now here you have three type selectors with the exact same styling. You see over here we have H1, H2 and paragraph.
Yeah.
All three using the same text align center blah blah blah.
Text
right.
align center.
So you're just repeating the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you have multiple things applying the same styles, you can just separate them with commas.
Sorry.
The clock.
I saw something here.
No. It's the clock. Right. Anyway. So you can put cameras. You can put commas.
Comma.
Okay. You can add the same group of styles to many elements by separating the selectors with commas like this. So here it's saying use a single type selector to center the H1, H2 and P. h1 comma h2 comma p, and then we can delete the rules below.
Okay.
Correct? You understood what is happening, right?
Yeah, because they have the same thing.
Yeah, the same thing.
H2 P.
Yeah.
Just because they have the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So those rules apply for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing changed.
Okay. Now we are in step 15. You have styled 3 elements by writing CSS inside the style tags. This works, but since there will be many more styles, it's best to put all the styles in a separate file and link to it. Okay. You see here, you have index.html and styles.css. In your previous one, you just had this one, no, index.html, and we were writing the styles here.
Yeah.
Now they have created 2 files, index and style. Okay. We have created a separate styles.css file for you and switched the editor view to that file. You can change between the files with the tabs at the top of the editor. Okay. Start by rewriting the styles you have created in your styles.css file. Make sure to exclude the opening and closing styles tag or style tags. So what were you doing here in this HTML thing? In this HTML file, you put an opening style and a closing style, and you wrote CSS inside this. This is CSS syntax.
Yeah.
Okay. So instead of using that here, when you put it in this file, because this is a CSS file, you don't need the starting style and ending style. You don't need the style type because this is a CSS file.
You write straight away.
Yeah, you write straight away. You understood?
Yeah.
So if you open, and there'll be a lot of rules, Syed. Now say for example, this is freeCodeCamp, right? Go to Ctrl+Shift+C, and here in, let us say, sources, let us see if there is a CSS file. You see this CSS?
Yeah.
What's there in this CSS? freeCodeCamp. Open this. Client, web app, bootstrap. Okay. I'm searching for a CSS file. This is all JavaScript stuff. Where is elements? You go here. You see this file, bootstrap.min.css.
Yeah.
It's only line 14 here.
Yeah.
1 to 14.
14.
Okay. But all of this is just one line of text, which is why it looks like it is one line. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, Ctrl+A, Ctrl+C, T, CSS formatter online. Okay. Come here, just paste the text. Agree and proceed. Beautify in new window. I'm just pasting those 15 lines. Okay. Beautify. How many lines do you think that is going to be?
Thousands.
Okay. We'll see how long this guy takes. Started here.
It won't stop, yeah.
Right? So that is how big the CSS file is. Alright. So there will be a ton of styles here. Lot of stuff is there. Okay. But don't worry about it. Even when you start writing your stuff, it will eventually become big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Fine. So now what were you supposed to do? What is the thing about the styles.css file? You don't need a tag.
We don't need a tag.
You just need your HTML, CSS, whatever.
So in step number 15, what should I do?
1 minute. My PC is stuck. Yeah. So that's what it said, right? You have to only write the styles that you have created. What was the style that you created? H1, H2, and paragraph. It was text align, right?
Yeah.
Colon, center, semicolon.
Text aligned, yeah?
Yeah.
Aligned. Okay.
Yeah. semicolon. Yeah. Okay. Now you can write all your styles in the styles.css file.
Okay.
Okay. Now we are in step 16, right? Now that you have the CSS in the styles.css file, go ahead and remove the style element and all its contents. Remove this. Delete it. Once it is removed, the text that was sent us will shift back to the left. Did that happen to you as well? It all came back to the left, right? All the styles disappeared.
Sure.
Okay. We'll go to the next challenge. Now you have the HTML file, you have the CSS file, but they are not connected to each other.
That's what
Okay.
I was thinking about.
Yeah. Now you need to link the styles.css file so that the styles will be applied again. Nest a self-closing link element in the head element. Right.
So we used A, right?
No. Why?
I thought.
There's a new type of tag called a link tag.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And the link tag is a self-closing tag.
So link.
Self-closing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Give it a rel attribute.
REL.
Yeah. So rel is relationship. See here the rel attribute. It is a required rel attribute and specifies the relationship between the current document and the linked document. Okay. And you can have different types of rels. Right. So rel equals value, right? So the value can be, sorry?
What's the meaning of REL?
Relationship.
Relationship. Okay. Yeah.
Right. It's just the short form for rel. Right.
For real
So the link is the tag and rel is an attribute. The relationship is an attribute. And you're defining that this document is related to this document
other documents
on the basis of this. And the different types of values you can have is license, previous search, style sheets. This is what we are using now.
Yeah.
Right. But you can also have previous document or next document or icon. Okay. Or help or author. Okay. We'll don't have to worry about any of this. See here, for example, here they're giving alternate, right?
Yeah.
Link, rel equals alternate. Type is whatever, something. Title is this. href is this. So obviously you can have different types of properties and attributes and whatnot. Okay. In our case, we are using rel equal to link. Rel equal to, what is it? It's a style sheet. Sheet. Okay. And we have to put type.
Attribute, yeah?
Yeah, attribute type equal to text/CSS. Text/CSS.
Yeah.
Right? And you must be wondering, hey, how do I remember this? How do I do this or whatnot, right? So like say for example, you open on VS Code, you come here, you're in head, right? I just come here and I say link. Okay. Colon. It's starting up. Just give it a moment for it to warm up. Later, bro. See here. I can write link and colon CSS.
Colon CSS. Okay.
Right? And you see how many more options are there. Atom, favicon, import, manifest.
Yeah.
Right? I'll put CSS. And I'll get this automatically written. Okay. Link, rel equals style sheet. href equals whatever is the link to the page. However, it is related to the current one. Okay? So, on VS Code, obviously, you'll get the option for it to suggest to you. Okay? So what do we need to do? Relationship attribute, type attribute, and href equal to styles.css. Done?
Yeah. So if you go to link, so that means link about this element, yeah?
Yeah.
It's saying link, link. This CSS, no, we are in HTML. HTML code with the CSS code, right?
Yeah.
A relationship is style sheet. From where you get that style sheet?
It is just a attribute, Syed.
Should I put as it? Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the href thing I will explain. I don't know if you have this doubt. Remember, generally when we put href, what would we do? We either put like this with a forward slash, or we'll put www dot or something, right?
Yeah.
So there is something called relative and absolute. Relative versus absolute path, let us say. Let me see if there are images. How should I put this? What is the easiest way to make you understand this? You see this file name here?
Yeah.
Okay, see this. This is perfect. See this image? You see this dot slash, right? If you are in this bacon directory, inside it, dot slash, I mean the slash or dot slash represents to the current place. From this place, if you have to go to fizz, right? You just go to fizz. Or if you want to open this file, you do spam.txt. Forget the dot slash. It's just that this spam.txt is in the same place as this bacon is. Same line. Okay?
Yeah.
That is how you access this. Now, when you say href equal to whatever that this one was, we wrote, right?
Yeah.
What is the previous thing?
Styles.
Href equals styles.css.
Yeah.
That means here we don't have anything, right? We don't have a dot slash or a slash or anything. It means look for styles.css in this folder. Wherever this HTML file is, look in the same folder. Okay? Sometimes you will have a group of, let us say, JS and styles or CSS files, and you'll have files inside them. Then you will refer to them as this. If it is in the next folder or if it is in a subsequent folder, dot means go one step above. Okay? Go one step above and go to eggs in it.
Okay.
Here, if you have to go to spam.txt in the next folder, from bacon, you will go one step above, dot. Come down here, go to eggs, slash spam.txt.
I understand.
Okay. If you just do dot above from this bacon folder, from c.bacon, you'll go to C.
Yeah.
You'll go one folder above. So that's how you traverse in this file system. This will get important later. Okay. Just know that there is something called, there is some way in which you move between files. Okay. So when you say path equals or href equal to styles.css, it says this styles.css is in the same folder that the current file is at.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Close this. For the styling of the page to look similar on mobile as it does on a desktop, you will need to add a meta element with a special content attribute. Add the following within the head element. Basically copy this. Meta name equal to viewport. Just copy and paste that here, Syed.
Should I copy everything?
Yeah, the whole line.
The whole line?
Yeah.
And where to put it? And the link?
Yeah. After the link. It's a separate tag. It's a separate meta tag. Remember we added meta car set equals UTF-8?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another meta tag.
It's another meta.
Okay. And the purpose of this tag is to make the styling to look the same on the mobile as it does on the desktop. We will get into the specifics later.
Okay.
Generally, simple rule of thumb, they think that if the device is smaller, if you increase the font size by a little size, then it will look bigger on a smaller text. So let's forget about the logic, etc., etc. You just do as they're saying here. This just controls what your viewport size is.
Bro, you can use my screen, you know that?
How? Oh yeah. But the problem is, now if I, oh, you also can do it?
Yeah.
Can you click here? Click somewhere else?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. That's damn nice. Nice. Cool.
Should I leave it like this?
No, it's alright. I don't want to press it up. Okay, fine. Next, the text is entered again, so the link to the CSS file is working. How much time do we have? We have another 5 minutes. Okay. The text is entered again, so the link to the CSS file is working. Add another style to the file that changes the background color property to brown for the body element. You want to do it? You want to give it a shot?
Okay, the text is centered again, so the link to the CSS file is working. Add another style, okay, to the file. So I have to come here. Style is just here, right?
No, read the question, read the statement again. Add another style to the file that changes
background color property to brown for the body element. So I have to go to the body, put the body.
Yep.
Open these brackets.
Yep.
And put background color semicolon colon and brown.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. That's good.
Okay. The brown background makes it hard to read the text. Change the body element's background color to burly wood, so that it has some color but you are able to read the text.
Burly
wood.
Okay.
The div element is used mainly for design layout purposes, unlike the other content elements. Remember, you were asking why section and whatnot, and I told for everything it becomes a div.
Yeah.
It sort of works like a div, right? So that's what they're saying here, right? A div element is used for design purposes, unlike other content elements. Other content elements have some work, right? You have you have a link, you have a button, you have a UL, you have a LI, all of them do something, right? Div doesn't do anything other than helping you set the layout.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Add a div element inside the body element. Okay. Then move all the other element inside the new div.
Okay. So after body, you put div.
Yeah.
And then we go all the way. And we put goal now is to make it.
Yours worked?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next one now.
22.
The goal now is to make the div not take up the entire width of the page. Okay. The CSS width property is perfect for this. Create a new type selector in the style sheet that gives your div elements a width of 300 pixels. New selector.
So yeah, I have div.
Okay.
So I put width.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Yeah.
300 pixel. That's okay?
Yeah. Okay. So see over here, if I just make this background color red, okay, you see this div, this is how big it was before you made its width limited. That is how big the div was, the red part. Okay,
but because it includes that the width,
because we said width is this,
300.
the width became that, right? So now you have a box which is on the left side. Now you want this box to be center aligned from top and bottom, center aligned from left and right for it to look nice, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay. So I'm going to remove this. Check your code. Comments in CSS look like this. In your style sheet, comment out the entire line containing the background color property value so that you can see the effect of only styling div elements. This will make the background white again. So background color, we just commented out like that.
How to do comment shortcuts?
Control and this slash. This slash.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So should I leave it as a comment?
Yeah, you should make it a comment. So what they're telling is comment this out so that everything becomes white and you can see how you're styling the thing.
Oh, okay. 24.
24. Now make the background color of the div element to be burlywood. You want the div elements. I'll come up here, I'll copy this. What is this? Okay, done. We'll take a break after this, yeah?
Background color, burly wood. Is that okay?
Yeah, semicolon. Right, so now that thing is brown.
Yeah.
Okay, control and check. We'll take a break, start this. Okay, all good. 25 minutes. This is toggle. This also here. Fine.
We are in
Submit and go to next. So now we have got the background for this.
Yeah, step 25.
Now it's easy to see that the text is centered inside the div element. Text is centered inside this div. Okay, for this box it is centered. Currently the width of the div element is specified in pixels. Change the width's property value to be 80% to make it 80% of the width of its parent body. So instead of 300 pixels, we will do 80%. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that width, there are different types of units that you can set.
So 80% from full width, yeah?
Yeah. 80% of the parent, 80% of wherever else it was. In this case, it was inside the body and the body was full width, right? Full width, so it will be 80% of that.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you put one more element inside this and make that 80%, that will be 80% of this parent.
Okay. 26.
So there are different units. Just to give you a heads up, they can be used, these same length units can be used for things like width, margin, padding, font size, etc. Okay, and the different units that you get are centimeters, millimeters, inches, pixels, points, and picas. Forget about this one, but in a print layout you will get this. Okay.
So what's the majority of developer using in this? Which measurement they're using?
Mostly they'll use M. They'll use the rem. They'll use all of them depending on what the situation is, Syed, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. So ideally a good practice is considered to set a base with pixel. Yeah. Okay. And then use multiples of whatever, some units later. Okay. We'll not get into this one. Right now we'll just use pixels. Just saying that there are other units as well. M, and you see how these are absolute lengths. Yeah. Means it's a fixed length. A centimeter, millimeter, inches, whatnot is fixed. Yeah. Right? 1 pixel is 1/90th of 1 inch. So it is mathematically fixed. These are relative units. Okay? Relative length used to specify length relative to another length property. Yeah. Okay? So we'll not get into the specifics, but if you use M related to the font size of the element, 2M means 2 times the size of the current font. So depending on the situation, if you want the spacing above to be exactly that much percentage of proportion of this, you will use these type of units. Okay. You will use, now say for example, you see this VW and VH. Yeah. Okay. This is viewport width and viewport height. That is how big this is from here all the way till here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if I want something that no matter what screen size I open, I want the front slider to be full size. Yeah. I will say 100%, 100 VH, 100% of the height. For example, right? I might not use pixels there because you might have a tablet, you might have a mobile or whatnot. So depending on the situation, you'll use different units. Right now, don't worry about it. Just know that there are more ways of dealing with units. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now it's easy to see that the 80% done. Okay.
Done? Should I go to the other one?
Step 26. Next, you want to center the div horizontally. Horizontally, you want this to be in the center, right? Now it's full to the left. Yeah. You can do this by setting the margin left and margin right properties to auto. Margin dash left auto. Margin dash right auto. Okay, so now you saw how it gave automatically calculated.
So if you have margin left, margin right, so you have margin top, margin 4 margins, yeah? Yeah. Okay.
And now you might think, remember what we did over there? We had 2 or 3 styles that were doing the same thing, and then we tried to combine all of them into one.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe, do you feel like this thing is becoming repetitive? Margin left, margin right.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So there might be a way to write a shorthand property.
Yeah.
Instead of writing margin top, margin bottom, margin left, margin right, shouldn't there just be an easy way to tell, hey, do this for top, right, left, bottom? Don't you think? Do you think it makes sense to have like a shorter way to write it?
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
So now say, for example, now that you thought about it,
yeah,
obviously somebody else also would have thought, no?
Yeah.
You might be a hard-working person. You're like, no, bro, I will write margin left, right. No auto suggest, no nothing. I want to type myself. But others are like, bro, just automate it for me. So, for example, margin shorthand. You see this? Top, right, left, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This is how you write, right? 100, 150, 80.
Sure.
Instead of writing that, you write it like this.
Okay, if all the dimensions are the same, let's say 50, 50, 50.
2 cases can happen. All 4 can be different. Okay. Now what did you do? Left and right on 2 sides are the same. So that is x-axis.
Yeah.
Axis.
Yeah.
In one direction it could be the same. Or margin y-axis could be the same. Right? So in the shorthand, you see this. What is the order? You said there are 4 numbers now. How do I know which is which? Like a clock. Starts at 12 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
12 o'clock,
Top,
3 o'clock,
right,
6 o'clock, left
top,
o'clock, at 9 o'clock. Right? Top, right, bottom, left. Okay. So this is like clock. In this case, he has added 4 values. 25, 50, 75, 100. If he only writes 3 values, 25, 50, 75, then it will assume that the last one is 0. Okay. If you only write 2 values, what happens? See here what happened when you wrote only 3, right?
So
top is 25. This. Okay.
Yeah.
It took right and left as 50.
Okay.
And 75 as bottom. Now, if you only write 2 numbers, 25 and 50, it will take top and bottom
First
25. Number. Right and left as 50.
Okay.
If you write only 1, it will take all 4 as 25.
That's what I mean. That's what I asked.
Right? Yeah. So, what you thought was right.
So, margin auto. We don't have to put left, right.
Yeah, we don't have to, but let us see what they're asking. We're just discussing.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, fine. So step 27. So far you have been using the type selector to style elements. A class, finally.
Class name.
A class selector is defined by a name with a dot directly in front of it like this. Okay, dot class name, whatever are the styles inside. Same layout, Syed, what you had, no? You had an element, open bracket, and property values.
Sure.
Instead of element, you have a dot class name, but the class name will have a dot in front of it. Okay. Change the existing div selector into a class selector by replacing div with a class named menu. What do you do?
So should I put dot menu?
Yes.
That's it, yeah?
That's it. Continue. So now what happened? The colors went off, right? From here.
Yeah.
This color went off, right? When I put dot menu, this disappeared.
Yeah.
Correct? So what we were doing, for every div, we were putting this styles. Now for every div which has class menu, we are putting this. So now it is searching for anything that has a class name menu. You will see how it works. Okay. We go to the next step. Now just remember, we changed that everything that was there for the div. The brown color, etc. and the center is now not connected to it. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you do the connection? To apply the class's styling to the div element, add a class attribute to the div element opening tag and set its value to menu.
Oh, so I have
class equal to menu.
So I have to go back to HTML.
Yes. Right, so you understood what happened.
Okay.
When you said class equals menu, it came to the styles.css.
Why do I need to do that? If I can control div, why I need to change to class and control put
So the question is, how many divs do you have in a HTML page?
Yeah.
You have 1000 divs. You don't want all 1000 to become brown, right?
That's true. Yeah. I got you now.
Right. So we only want the menu to be whatnot.
In this color, yeah.
Okay. So now you understand the distinction between why I would only target
only the
headings or whatnot, right? Now say for example, just this case. We talked about this, right? This is a H1.
Yeah.
Which looks like this.
Heading.
This is a paragraph that looks like a H1. I want the same style, but I don't want to use the H1 here.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Sure.
So I will set this as a class.
Class H1. Oh,
okay. And say for example, you say this block quote, right? If I display this, this is what is the output I'll get. Okay, like that. Let us say for example, you go to images. If I put this, right, image, div class whatever text center, image source, class equals rounded, I'll get this little curve here. Maybe if I put, what else, there must be a circle somewhere, no? If this is rounded, let us say go to layout, no, we will look at components. Let us say you want a card. This is what you will get if you paste this, right? So that is why you need this class, and you need whatever image source. This image also has a class, no? Card dash img image dash top. There might be other alterations and other styles and whatnot, right? So define each one of those things as a class, and then you combine them together to get what you want. Right? So see, again in the same thing, you see over here, div class equals card. Okay, and what is this? This is like this card. Okay, then you come here, this is class equals card with just some text. You see over here how you have a rounded edge, you have spacing between each one of these. Come here, this is also div class equals card, also the same sort of layout, but see how it is used differently.
Yeah,
this is also card, div class equals card, but inside you're doing different stuff.
Yeah,
right? But only in this part I want that much spacing from all sides. I want this type of layout. That is the only reason why I'm using this class. Right? So see the different utilizations of just that class, how you're combining it with different things. See, this again is a combination of a bunch of those things, titles, and this also is a card. This is a card. This is also a card. Okay, fine. So for menu, you defined all of this styles and you added this one to this div. Okay, submit and go to next. Now step 29, what happened?
No, it's alright. Step 29.
Yeah, since the cafe's main product for sale is coffee, you could use an image of coffee beans for the background of the page. Delete the comment and its contents inside the body type. Delete it. Add background image. Background image and paste this.
Bro, we are in CSS or we are in...
We are in styles.css. Where are you in? Yeah, we are in styles.css.
Okay. Because I was thinking about image to write image.
Right. No. We are using the property background dash image.
Okay.
And paste that URL bracket thing. This whole thing you copy and you paste it and put a semicolon. Okay, that's how you get the image to your background. Okay, submit and go to next challenge. Step 30. It's looking good. Time to start adding some menu items. Add an empty article element under the coffee heading. Under the coffee heading, I need a article. It will contain a flavor and the price of each coffee you currently offer. Article elements commonly contain multiple elements that have related information. In this case, it will contain a coffee flavor and a price for that flavor. Next, two paragraph elements inside your article element. We need paragraph, close paragraph, duplicate line. The first one's text should be French vanilla.
How to duplicate is
Shift Alt down or up.
Okay. So first paragraph
Text
is French and the second text is 3.00.
Yeah. That is the flavor and the price.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have just put the HTML elements. Now we have to figure out how to display it as a element. Okay.
So before that, article, can we use section instead of article?
Again, it depends on how you utilize. It will do the same work.
It will do the same work.
It will sort of put a div. It will display a block. But the question is, what are you using it for? For example, where is an article tag good for? Article is good with independent self-contained content.
Self-contained.
Right? In our case, isn't these two related with each other? Isn't these two like one item?
Sure.
What? Yeah. It's independent. No, this is the price and this is the cost. This is one
item.
Meaningful unit for us.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why we are using article.
Sure.
Okay. Starting below the existing coffee price pair, add the following coffee prices using the article elements with two nested paragraph elements inside each. As before, the first paragraph element should contain the coffee flavor and the second paragraph element should contain the price. I'll select all these lines. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops.
For article.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one should have caramel macchiato. You are basically using the article tag to show a menu item. Which is sort of like you are using like a div, no? You're using a block.
Yeah.
Correct. Caramel macchiato. Pumpkin spice. Dude, what happened?
Those are nuts. Mocha. Another one.
Hazelnut and mocha. $375, $350, $75, $350, hazelnut 4 and mocha 450.
Hazelnut how much?
Hazelnut is 4.
And mocha?
450.
Okay.
Done?
Yeah.
So now we have added the 4 items.
Sorry if I touched
No problems, man. It's all good. The flavors and prices are currently stacked on top of each other and centered to their respective paragraph elements. It would be nice if the flavor was on the left and the price was on the right. Correct?
Sure.
Add the class name flavor to French vanilla paragraph element. To this paragraph, I will do.
Class. We never did a class before.
We did.
As attribute.
We did.
In the last. No, not today. The HTML course.
Yeah.
Did we do?
We
class?
didn't do.
Okay.
But remember, I was mentioning that class and ID are also attributes.
Are attributes. Okay.
Right?
It's flavor, yeah.
Class equals flavor. Right? Next. Using your new flavor class. So what did we do?
Dot flavor.
Yeah. So in the HTML, we added the class now. Now in the CSS, we will tell bro that class that we put or that ID that we put or that element.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing. Write the rule or the selector, however you are selecting. In this case, we are selecting the dot flavor.
Yeah.
Brackets, and whatever property you want to put.
Okay.
Okay. So in our case, it is dot flavor and text dash align colon left. No, the other one. Done. You saw the French vanilla jump to the left.
To the left. Sure.
Now we probably need to move the price to the right, right? Now we want to align the price to the right. Add a class named price. Class equal to price to the element that has the 3 next to its text.
Yeah.
Done. Go to the next one. You finished?
Yeah.
Now align the text to the right. Dot price text dash align colon right. Check your code. Submit and go to next channel. Done?
Yeah. But they are not on the same. Okay.
Yeah. So now we have to figure out how to do it.
Okay.
Okay. This is kind of what you want. But now it would be nice if the flavor and the price were on the same line.
Exactly.
Right? Paragraph elements are block level elements. So they take up the entire width of the parent element. Remember block, inline, inline. Okay. To get them on the same line, you need to apply some styling to the paragraph elements so they behave more like inline elements. Add a class attribute with the value item to the first article element under the coffee heading. Under the coffee heading for the first article,
we add a class.
Add a class equal to item. Okay. Next challenge. Now see this. We will talk about, before we go there, let us talk about CSS selectors in general.
Yeah.
Okay. There must be a way. I am just asking out of curiosity. Right. Just logic, just thinking out loud. This is what I was looking for. Front end 30. Okay. So just open this up. Okay. Now think of it like this.
See that? Go to first one. That's one.
This is a type selector. Okay. This one can be A, H1, H2, H3, whatnot.
No, what is ABC?
ABC is like an option, right? I have to select this option. If this is the rule, what will match? A. It's just telling these are the 3 elements. You have ABC element and this is your CSS rule.
Yeah.
What is the correct answer to this? A.
Okay.
Okay. If you have, okay, you have not done hash A, but this is an ID, it will match hash A. Okay. So now if you have these bunch of elements, there must be a way for me to say select B if it is a child of A.
Yeah.
Correct? So if I say A angle bracket, I can select a child of A.
Is B.
Right? A descendant. This one is also a child. And the difference between A greater than this angle bracket B is if this is a child of this.
Yeah.
Okay. But a descendant is if all children of A that are B. You understand? Difference between descendant is everything that is a child of this, that is a B. This B, this B, this B. All of these are descendants of A. But this one is only child. So this B and this B are not selected for it.
No.
Only this B.
Yeah.
Right? So all I'm saying is, if you have a parent element and a child element, there must be some way, that I can tell that select the first child, or select all paragraphs inside a div. Okay?
Yeah.
Or select only the first paragraph inside a div, or select the last paragraph inside a div. Right? So these are all selectors. We will probably talk about this later. Now this is again a combination. If you have a ID A, that is this element, and you have a B, that is a descendant, there is no angle bracket or whatnot. So all B's should be selected, right? B, B, B. If you have only dot A, this is what you have written now.
Yeah.
Class. So you will select class. Okay. We'll forget this. We'll forget this. We'll forget this. Where is another parent? So anyway, there are different types of selectors, Syed. Okay. You can have a combination with a class. You can have a comma. You can have a star. You saw how we did star, no? Star, border, this one, and everywhere we got the square.
Yeah.
Right? And A star. So if this is A with a space star, that means all children elements. Everything of A. Right? You might be thinking this is all coming green, but adjacent is A plus B. If I select A, B, B, B. Only this B, which is, forget it. We'll come back to the selectors later. But there's an option. See, I was telling last one or second one or whatnot. No, you can say nth last child to every second element. Right? First of type. Imagine if you have a paragraph. If this is P paragraph and first of type table or something, you can use different combinations. Okay. We will obviously see again. You have cheat sheets to this. You have done with this much, right? You have done A and you have done H1 and you have done this. And dot red selects all elements with red class.
Yeah.
Hash nav selects all elements with nav ID. Div dot row selects all elements with div tag that have row class.
Yeah.
This something div. Li space A. Down descendant combinates all A tags that are children of Li tags with space. Okay. Greater than. Li greater than A. Selects direct descendants instead of all descendants like descendant selector. Depending on the situation, there are loads of combinators. There are loads of different types of rules. Don't break your head over them. You'll probably be using just IDs and classes and maybe combinations. Children or parent or something like that. Maybe 6 or 7 rules are all that you will use, right? But there are a ton of them. And when you go to, hey, I will learn CSS very well and whatnot, you will get exposed to selectors and you'll feel like sitting and trying out every selector to really understand.
Okay.
But you don't need to do it. You'll probably be using 4 or 5 of them for a majority of your time. Anytime you can stuck, always you can search up on Google. Okay? Now.
38.
The P element, paragraph elements are nested in an article element with the class attribute item. You can style all the paragraph elements nested inside the elements. So this is descendant. So there is no angle bracket or anything, just a space.
Yeah.
Okay. So dot item is the class and all the paragraphs inside the item.
Yeah.
Okay. You can style all the paragraph elements nested anywhere in the item like this. Using the above selector, add a display property with the value inline dash block so that the P elements behave more like inline elements. Okay. Using the above, this one. So we will use dot item for every item inside the menu. Okay. And the paragraph elements, we will do display, which is the property name, inline colon inline dash block, which is the property value.
Okay.
Okay. Check my code. Inline dash block. Did you see what happened on your this one? French vanilla and 3.0 are now next to each other. Okay. So the display property images, this, remember this image we referred a couple of days back?
Yeah.
This is block. Everything comes one after the other. This is inline. It comes one after the other in a line. But if you say inline dash block, they will all take the same height. All of them will scale so that they occupy the same height. But they will display inline. But like a block. Now inline, what happens? This one starts here. The second element display dash something. The whole sentence breaks, you see. Right? So that is how inline works. But when you say inline dash block, this whole thing comes as a block. But the blocks display inline next to each other. See here. Display block like this. Inline like this. Yeah. Inline dash block, one block, second block, third block. But the blocks come next to each other. Okay? Display dash inline block. Submit and go next. Okay. We have already done, I think, like 1.5 hours. If you want, we can continue. Another half an hour we can do.
Yeah, we can.
You can, yeah? Start one more then. Start it. And this also. Start it. Hey. Okay, fine. Another 25 minutes. And then we will see. That's closer, but the price didn't stay over on the right. That is because inline dash block elements only take up the width of their content. Okay. To spread them out and add a width property, add a width property to the flavor and price class selectors that have a value of 50% each. What are we doing here?
So we're adding width.
First we have inline item dash p, we made them display in block, so they're coming next to each other. Now we're telling you take 50%, you take another 50%, width colon 50%, and after this we are displaying this as well. Right? So you must be thinking why this 3 has come down.
Yeah.
Why isn't this up above there? So let us see what is happening. Not background, border. Hey, we were talking about this one, right? Shorthand.
Yeah.
So this also is a shorthand of these 3 properties. You see this? Border, width, style and color. These are 3 different properties which you basically write like whatnot. However you write it, right? So you combine these 3. When you say border colon these 3, you're writing this. Width, style, solid or whatnot and color, right? So you say 6 pixel solid red, right? So here this is border left. So for this also, you can have border width left, border style left, border color left. you have the same 3 properties for all 4 sides.
4 sides, yeah.
Right? So 4 into 3, 12 properties. Right? So instead of breaking your head over each one of them, if you write this, it basically applies for all of them. For all, top, bottom, left, right. Okay? If you only write border dash left and this shorthand, it only applies to the left, similarly to the right and bottom. Okay? That is also a shorthand. Okay? Border 2 pixels solid red. I'll copy this and let us see where does this guy start. You see, these two guys, because we have added either border or whatever else, it is going beyond 50% and 50%. It's just a little bit more. Right? So the 50% also takes into things like if you have any padding, you'll have some default value or something, right? So that also gets added on top of it, which is why it is breaking. Okay? Anyway, we will undo this, and next probably he will tell you why it is breaking. Well, that did not work. Styling the paragraph elements as inline dash block and placing them on separate lines in the code creates an extra space to the right of the first paragraph element, causing the second one to shift to the next line. One way to fix this is to make each paragraph element's width a little lesser than 50%. Change the width value to 49% for each class. My laptop is stuck again, dude. Instead of 50, we need 49.
That's yeah.
Dude, this is. Let me reload this page. Okay, we come here. 49% and 49%. Now they both come next to each other, right? But then again, the problem with this is, again, if you change any padding or anything, again, if it becomes lesser than 49, again it will break. Okay. Yeah, what were you asking?
Can we stop at 45 step maybe?
Sure.
Yeah.
No problems. Because this one is already, your attention is
just now started.
Just over. Got it. No problem. Because anyway, today we have pushed ourselves quite a bit, yeah? So it's all good, dude. That worked. But there is still a little space to the right of the price. You could keep trying various percentages for the widths. Instead, simply move the price paragraph P element to be on the same line and make sure there is no space between them. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Between flavor and price.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Really? Does that help? I don't think so.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. We are in 42. What? Did this one go through or it didn't?
They're saying there is
there should be no space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now go ahead and change both the flavor and price classes widths to be 50% again. Now if we change this to 50% and this to 50%, now you see both of them fit next to each other. See? Just because those two paragraphs were on two separate lines on the HTML file.
Yeah.
It was breaking. Okay?
Okay. 43.
Okay. Step 43. Now that you know it works, you can change the remaining article and paragraph elements to match the first set by adding the class item to the other article elements.
So where should we put the class? In the article?
Yeah. For all articles, I am going to put multiple cursors. Article, space, class equals item. What happened?
No, I use control instead of
okay.
alt. That's all, yeah?
Yeah, space,
class, equals. What should I put?
Item.
Item. Then space.
That's it. So now see what happened on the right side. Caramel Macchiato, all of them came in the same line, right? Why are they not spread out like French vanilla thing?
Because we need to add width.
No. I mean, yes, we need to add width, but what is the thing that is adding width to the HTML file? What's there on the HTML file here? There is something, no? With French vanilla and this, we added something here, right?
We didn't add. We removed. Yeah, on the same line.
Not just on the same line. We added the class, right? Class flavor and class price. And in our styles.css, we wrote this, right? We wrote flavor, width 50%.
Oh, that's already written.
Right, yeah.
We don't need to change the style CSS, no.
CSS we don't need to change. So that is the idea, right?
Yeah.
So you write one type of property, right? So for flavor, we have these properties, right?
Yeah.
And now we utilize this class again in this one, in the HTML file. Okay. Next, position the other paragraph elements to be on the same line. Okay. So we select, I will select this close paragraph and open paragraph here.
Yeah.
And I will duplicate those. Okay.
Okay.
And then shift home. Then I'll move all of them above. No, what are you doing? No, Syed.
Really?
In this case, right now, that also has to be done. I'm not saying it doesn't have to be done. But in this thing, we are moving both the paragraphs next to each other in the same line, removing that space.
Okay. This piece, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, I think the first line 22 also. How are you doing that?
Control.
Okay.
Delete.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
How did you figure that out?
Word.
Okay.
In a word.
Because I always used to struggle with that a little. In the sense that I press delete and then control shift to select the whole space, then it will select a few characters, then come back here and then press delete.
If you have big space.
So what you are doing is control delete.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
What I do was I do delete, then control shift till here, it will select those characters, come back and then this.
Yeah.
That is what I have been doing.
That's what I do in Word.
Very nice. Every day you learn something new, Syed.
Yeah, sure.
Right. To complete the styling, add the applicable class names, flavor and price to all the remaining paragraph elements.
So, alt.
How are you going to do it?
Alt P. So space equal plus space plus equal flavor, and then your second P.
Can I give you a tip?
Tell me it. Yeah.
Do Control Z till you have those multiple cursors there. Control Z.
Control Z.
Yeah, Z. Yeah, now you did that. No, now.
Remove.
Wait. 1 minute. Do Control Z now. Click there and then do Control Z. Now do that same thing. Do those 4 paragraphs. There. Next, one more.
Alt.
Yeah, Alt and that. Same thing what you did previously. Just do that again.
Yeah, this 4.
Yeah, space and then you type it.
Plus equal. And
now press end. It will go to the end of all the lines. Characters are the same, no?
Yeah.
You press Control left till you reach that place where you need to type. Yep.
space.
Yeah.
Class equals price or value.
Price.
Price, yeah.
Because all of them have the same set of characters in the end, no?
Yeah.
So that's why you can jump to the end and come back on all lines. Okay. Done. Next.
46. Oh, we finished.
Okay, we are done for the day then.
Yeah. We will leave this 46 next tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Fine. Well and good. What are they doing in 46? Fine. We'll tackle it tomorrow, sir. Anyway, today was a good day.
Thank you so much.
How much have you done? See, not bad, dude. You look at this, you are almost 48% complete. So maybe in another one day.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, right? You can blow through it. Very nice progress. Okay?
Tomorrow in the morning or at night?
Morning, I'm free.
Before Juma or after Juma?
We can do before. I'll just end this, yeah?
Yeah.
For the day. Stop streaming. So today's stream has been 1 hour 43 minutes.